It's going. We're live!
Yay!
Yay!
Hello!
Hey,
Amazing.
Internet.
Welcome
Hey.
to the Resistance is Magic launch live stream, y'all.
Yay!
Yay.
Woohoo. Thank you so much for being here and joining us for this exciting show. We're going to spend some time talking about what Resistance is Magic is. And introducing you to the fundraiser and also talking about the work that it is supporting. But first, let's introduce ourselves.
All right.
Let's go in alphabetical order.
Me.
Yeah.
It's like J and K are real close together. Hi, my name's Janae. I'm the Director of Leadership and Education at the Harry Potter Alliance, so it's important that I can alphabetize. I oversee chapters, GLA, Fandom Forward, curriculum development, all the things that are not campaigns and/or fundraising and executive directoring.
Checks out. I guess that means I'm next. I am Katie. Sorry, I just started the YouTube so I could see the chat. And I was hearing Janae introduce herself again. I'm Katie Bowers, and I'm the campaigns director at the Harry Potter Alliance. And if this were going in alphabetical order by last name, I would be first, which is why I was confused about alphabetical order, because I'm always used to going first when it comes to the alphabet.
At the HPA, we are good at activism. We are good at leadership development. We are bad at the alphabet.
You did say those in alphabetical order, though. Nice job.
Oh, wow. I guess we're good at the alphabet.
Who knew?
We're making progress. Let's put it that way. Hi, I'm Matt Giacomo. I'm the executive director of the Harry Potter Alliance. And I work mostly on fundraising. That's kind of my jam. And one of the things that I have been working on is called the Resistance is Magic fundraiser, which we're here to talk about today.
That's convenient.
Yeah. So I know a thing or two about this fundraiser. And first off, I would like to highlight this amazing public launch day. We are at 20% of goal, which is fantastic. And you can check out that sweet progress bar and many other aspects of this fundraiser at resistanceismagic.org. So we've hit 20%. We passed $6,000 raised today, which is awesome. And I think we're in really great shape. But we will need the help of everyone watching the show and many, many more people to get us to our $30,000 goal. So one of the ways that you can help us out, number one, is to check out all of the fantastic perks that are available at resistanceismagic.org. And another way that you can help is to tell your friends about this and perhaps encourage them to join you at this very live stream so they can hear more about this awesome fundraiser and generally help us signal boost and get the word out because we believe so enthusiastically about the work that this is supporting. And, we just want to see it be successful. So that's my spiel. And we're going to get a little bit deeper into the fundraiser and the work that it's supporting over the course of the next half hour or so.
Yay.
Hooray.
I would like to recognize another important thing about today, which is that it is Professor McGonagall's birthday.
Yeah!
Yay!
The best.
Happy birthday, Minerva. I'm excited that we're launching a Resistance is Magic fundraiser on her birthday because it seems fitting.
With the head of her fan club, Matt Giacomo.
That is very true. I'm trying to remain calm. But I did make us, when we pushed the button to make this live, this fundraiser live, the entirety of senior staff all had to yell, "Charge!" at the same time. So it was like a really, just kind of a cleansing moment for us, especially with everything going on in the world. Some kind of rallying cry was very necessary. So we're here on McGonagall's birthday, and we hopefully are adequately channeling her spirit into this campaign. Yeah,
I think we are. I was spacing out for a moment because I was looking for just the right GIF to add to our Twitter announcement that we were live and it's her birthday, and I found it. Don't worry, everyone.
Excellent.
You'll see it momentarily. If you have a preferred McGonagall moment or GIF, you can reply to the HPA's Twitter. Momently. Oh, this is going to be a rough night.
Usually, because we have a culture of positive work-life balance, or at least we try at the HPA, we are typically not working right now. So I think we've all, well, Janae, you live in the Pacific Ocean or something.
No, I'm
so
typically
maybe
not working right now either. Let's be clear.
I guess I do work nights, but let's pretend. So in any case, we're a little loopy. It's been a long day, and I'm so glad that you're here for us.
Hi, everyone.
In support of us. Cool. Well, let's get down to business, folks. Right now, as I mentioned, we have passed 20%, which is amazing on public launch day. And this little secret, which some of you viewing are very likely to know, we typically begin these fundraisers with something called a soft launch. And if you become a donor to this campaign, if you become a first-time donor to the HPA, you will be invited to future soft launches. And what happens during those soft launches is that we offer early bird perks and special deals to previous donors, and they help us get off to a great start, which they have done. And I just want to thank everyone who's given so far and over the past couple of days to help us get to 20%, because really what that does is it projects confidence to the world that this is something that really is worth investing in as a donor, whether you're giving $10 or $1,000 or whatever. Every dollar really counts, and it really helps us. It's like a proof of concept. If people are investing in the fundraiser and voicing their support in that way, it really helps us get off to a great start. So thank you so much. And if you haven't given yet, a little extra motivation. Next fundraiser, if you haven't given before, you're going to get some sweet deals. But in any case, here we are. We're at 20%, and we're at specifically $6,169. And I'm just going to throw it out there that during the show, I think we can raise an additional $500. I think we can get to $6,669, if I mathed correctly. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the goal. Now, folks,
mathing and alphabeting. Not really what I signed up for tonight.
I know it's a lot. I'm sorry. So folks in the comments, your magical task right now is to help us raise that $500. Again, whether it's through donating to the campaign or going on social media and telling your friends, encouraging them to donate or encouraging them to come join you at the show. All of those things are super helpful, and we appreciate it.
You can use the hashtag Resistance is Magic. And you can also go use the link resistanceismagic.org. We keep it simple. And sharing those two things will be a tremendous help throughout this live stream and throughout the whole fundraiser. It's going to be a big deal. And I just want to explain really quickly, this is a green tea flavored Kit Kat that was given to me by a friend who just got back from South Korea, where they have Kit Kats in dozens of flavors.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah, and so I just ate one on camera, and I was like, boy, that looked weird. I just wanted to explain before I eat the other half. Here's the packaging.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah. So
is this like a green tea or is it a matcha situation?
Well, the packaging is in Korean other than where it says Kit Kat. So I can't
get some Google Translate going on.
Yeah. If we have anyone watching who speaks Korean, here's the wrapper. Please tell me the flavor of this Kit Kat. I believe it's green tea, but matcha seems like a really logical choice. You don't have to use the hashtag for that. You can just tell me in the comments. Or hit me up on YouTube. Wait, no, we're on YouTube. Hit me up on Twitter.
Momently.
I'm going between 3 different windows of the Hangout, the YouTube chat, and then Twitter. And so don't expect me to be very good at anything. Expect me to do everything slightly poorly. Oh, yeah. Hey, I accidentally... This is great. I accidentally...
Hi, Charlie.
Hi. I'm sorry. This is the wrong link.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'll leave. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Wait. Don't go.
We love you. It's fun.
Wait, listen. Let me
We're just...
Remember when I just said I would do everything poorly? I accidentally sent out the link to the Hangout rather than the YouTube.
Wait, like on our social media?
No.
Oh, I was
just to our poor staff. Charlie is a wonderful volunteer who puts up with us all the time.
Oh, you guys are great.
Wait, can we take a moment though, because part of what this campaign helps support is all the different projects that Dumbledore's Army is doing. And one of those projects is Fandom Forward, which is something that Charlie has been working on. So even though you're a surprise guest, Charlie, I just want to recognize all the great work that you do on Fandom Forward.
Aww.
Are you working on anything in particular right now?
Yeah, we're plugging away at the Star Wars toolkit right now.
Awesome.
So that's fun. I got to interview Deborah Holland, who's a woman running for Congress in New Mexico.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, she's real cool. So that was fun. And
why are you interviewing women running in politics? What's the toolkit about?
Oh, yeah. So the toolkit is about women in politics and resistance movements.
Yeah.
So
through the lens of Star Wars.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
Rad.
Huh?
That's rad.
Right? I'm excited. I really like, and I like that we're releasing it in 3 different parts. So the first part is women in resistance, or women in politics and resistance movements, and then we're gonna do is it poverty next, or are we doing toxic masculinity next?
I can't remember either. It's one of those.
There are
plenty of things to tackle.
They're all worth addressing.
Right. Yeah. So
well, thanks for
cool.
your sudden live stream.
Sorry that you were a surprise live stream guest, but thank you so much for coming and talking about
so poised, just ready to talk on the fly.
Yeah, it sounds really awesome. Thanks for coming, Charlie. If you click the second video, that's the video.
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh, God.
Fair warning to any HPA staffers watching this right now, that email I sent out, please click the link in the second email, not the first one.
Man, I hope they don't, to be honest. I hope it's just a stream of like every couple minutes, one more of our poor, confused volunteers
Being like, I'm
suddenly
sorry,
broadcasting
Wednesday.
live to the world.
This is one of my favorite live streams we've done.
I like that we've already hit like the 2 a.m. point in old school HPA live streams where we do it for 6 hours. And no, it was like more. It was like 10 hours or something. And
16 minutes.
get real loopy. It took us about 10 minutes.
This is what happened. Matt and I both have small children now, and Janae just got back from Iceland. So no one is on a functional sleep schedule at the moment.
No.
No one's functionally sleeping. Everyone's working hard on a fundraiser. This is what you get.
Yeah.
Evidence of my small child, I have appropriated his toys for this.
Yeah, I like that.
I have a little board here with the website, resistanceismagic.org, and several unnecessary arrows that I regretted immediately. And then
I
also
like
on
them.
this side. You like them? You like the
Yes.
arrows? Oh, okay.
I like the graphic design. It's nice.
Well, I mean, that's the extent of my graphic design skills, so there you go.
It's stunning.
And then I have Rory's train set over there.
Nice. Representing how this fundraiser will help us board the train into the future.
I was going to say the Hogwarts Express, but
Oh, that train.
I like it though. I like the metaphor.
You know what?
It's really going for the low-hanging fruit, man.
I did really great transitioning Charlie being trapped on this live stream into something relevant to talk about. So I'm going to give myself a pass on missing the Hogwarts Express.
No, you did a great job, truly.
I'd like to take a moment to thank Jen for responding with her favorite McGonagall GIF on Twitter. Keep them coming. This one's really adorable. If you go to the HBA's Twitter, you can click on the tweet about McGonagall, and you can see the adorable McGonagall GIFs being added, and you can add your own.
Highly recommended. Quick update. We have set a goal for $500 raised for, during this live stream. We have just received our first donation from Amanda. Thank you.
Yay! Thanks, Amanda.
Yeah. So we are $25 into this lofty goal of raising $500 in 1 hour. So we're also 18 minutes into that hour. So again, quick reminders of things you can do. Of course, you can donate at Resistance of Magic. Resistance of Magic?
No.
Resistanceismagic.org. You can tell your friends. You can guide them to the website using a link and a hashtag. Or you can tell them to come watch the show and see some of your friends being goofy on the internet.
Intentionally or not.
A little of both, I feel, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be fun if we all took turns talking about what perk we are currently most excited about.
Yay! I have two.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm ready. I could open and close this session. My favorite perk that I'm particularly excited about is the Doctor Who shirt, books, The Greatest Weapon in the World, from one of the greatest Doctor Who episodes in the world, The Library. It's not actually called The Library. Is it Silence in the Library?
I think so, yeah.
It is a wonderful episode of a wonderful show. I think the design of the t-shirt is fantastic. I like the Gallifreyan underneath the English words on it. I think the Gallifreyan is also the same phrase that it says in the English. I like the colors. I'm excited to wear it. I missed purchasing it in the early bird period, so I'm going to be paying the extra $5 to get it, and it's worth it. I'm super excited about it. And I also was writing some copy today about the shirt, and it just made me nostalgic for the RTD era of Doctor Who. So, and I'm also excited for the new era of Doctor Who that will be starting this weekend. So,
yeah,
that's my favorite perk. Next.
Janae, you go.
Oh no, got voluntold.
Those of you in the chat can also tell us what your favorite perks are, or you can tell us on Twitter also.
On the tweets.
On the tweets.
My true favorite perk is maybe coming later in this fundraiser. But my favorite perk currently available is the bullet journal bundle. Because I have been saying we should have a bullet journal bundle for a while. And now we have one, and it's great. I like the fact that we have HPA branded journal stuff now. And this eraser is adorable. Also, I just love the whole bullet journaling thing in general. To nerd out for a moment, if you will allow. If you look up think pieces on bullet journaling and the study community and stuff that's come out around it, it's super cool. And there's all this stuff about feminizing academia and the intersection of those things and what they mean. And I just think they're really cool. So I really like that we have the bullet journal thing going on. And I hope that we see it in famous study blurs or study, what do you call it on Instagram? Studygrams, maybe? I don't know. I hope we see our stuff in the next studygram. That's my dream.
I have not looked at any of that stuff that you just talked about, and it sounds super duper interesting.
I'll find one for you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. If anybody else has thoughts on that or good studygram skills, please tag the HPA in your next studygrams. It doesn't have to be with the bullet journal bundle because you might not have that immediately. If you're really on your gram game and doing it regularly, you won't have it tomorrow. But tag me in them anyway because I'm interested to see. And then when you get your bullet journal bundle, do it again. So this first one can just be a practice, so you don't feel pressure.
Exactly. Round one.
And when I say tag me, I mean the Harry Potter Alliance. You should tag that account. You can tag Cornish Pixie 9 if you want to also. That's me. But my followership is significantly lower than the Harry Potter Alliance currently.
Yeah, dream big.
Yeah, I would say currently, but not forever.
Yeah, that's right. It's coming. Ooh, Jennifer.
Your day
is also really excited for the Doctor Who shirt, and holding out for a pint glass, which I'm going to break some hearts right now. We got no pint glasses in this fundraiser. We do, however, have a secret beverage holder that will be coming in the future.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to go ahead and predict that every human is going to be excited about this secret beverage holder.
Yeah.
It's going to break the internet. That's my prediction.
At least a very, very small corner of it.
No, the whole internet.
Mary is suggesting that we change from promoting 4 pint glasses in a comp to 4 lapel pins in a comp. That's for if you already have 4 friends and 4 pint glasses, but you want to dress the occasion up a little bit.
Gotta add some bling.
Like if you're having, if you're at a wedding, if you are at Alexander Hamilton's wedding to Eliza Schuyler, and you want to sing a song with your 3 drinking buddies and your pint glasses, but you need to be dressed up a little bit, you can buy 4 lapel pins and a comp.
I was just waiting to see where that was going. And it didn't disappoint me.
Speaking of the comp, Matt, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Well, that's not the perk I'm most excited about. and I'm being honest when I say that. But I will talk about the comp. But first, I will share that I was most excited about the Doctor Wizard bundle because I'm naturally indecisive and like everything. So that is a really good choice if you're like me and you just want a little bit of all the things. Take the lot, as Harry once did. The cool thing about the bundles is that if you add up the cost of what each item would normally be individually, it's more than the cost of the bundle. So for folks who, and we typically have a good number of people who buy multiple perks. So we noticed that pattern and we decided to extend a bit of gratitude and offer a chance to get all of those things for cheaper. So all of the bundles kind of have natural discounts built into them. So the Doctor Wizard bundle is the one that I chose. At this very moment, however, I must admit, I am very excited about the Jackson Bird custom videos. There are just 10 of them that he's offering. And basically, the deal with these is if you get one of these, you can tell Jack to make a video about anything you want, whatever topic, within reason, of course. But whatever topic you have, wanted Jack to cover in a video all these years and he hasn't gotten around to it, or some kind of question that you would like to ask Jack about his work or any of his projects or anything like that. Or if there's an item that Jack has yet to waffle, you can make him do that if you purchase this perk. And that video will be 2 minutes long, or thereabouts. That's about what he's planning for. It will be personalized. It'll be for you, a personal, awesome video from Jackson Bird. So I'm pretty excited about that because Jack is an endlessly creative, brilliant person and has so many ideas. But now Jack will be generously offering himself to realize your idea. So whatever idea you have for Jack, that is a good opportunity.
I want to ask the viewing audience, I have an echo. Are you hearing that also?
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
I'm not.
Yeah. I was trying to look because today is National Taco Day, which is the cool kind of holidays you get to learn about when you're a social media manager. And I was trying to figure out if Jack had ever waffled a taco before. Now, it occurs to me, I could have just texted him and asked that question, but instead I tried Googling Jackson Bird taco waffles, and nothing came up. So if anyone knows if that's been waffled before, I want to know. And if it hasn't been, you can make it happen by purchasing the custom Jackson Bird videos from resistancesmagic.org.
If he hasn't done that yet,
Yeah,
I'd be surprised.
shocking.
Because he's real proud of being a Texan. I can imagine maybe the only reason he wouldn't have is some kind of like taco reverence that like Texans have. Like he can't cross that line, but that's like the only reason I can think of. Otherwise, this is a dramatic oversight on his part.
I feel like it's happened because Jack is also very passionate about tacos.
True.
As all people should be.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Jack has opinions about tacos. He's very passionate about tacos. So I'm slightly distracted right now because my cat is laying down next to where my computer is and looking at me with so much love. And I'm happy to share this moment with you, Frodo. I just wanted to say that. Now he knows that I'm talking about him, and he's looking extra cute. Hello, cats.
Cats are great.
So we've been joined by a friend who I believe
Mary was supposed to join. This was planned in advance.
Janae sent me the link, and then Katie sent the same link. How that's supposed to go?
And we were like, get in here, we're serious.
Got too many links.
I believe Mary's gonna talk a bit about the type of work that this fundraiser is supporting. The fundraiser is called Resistance is Magic, but it is supporting a new campaign from the HPA called Dumbledores Army Fights Back. The basic concept behind this campaign is that we are creating an action hub that is flexible, that is responsive, and that can really continually provide our members with meaningful things that they can do, particularly in the areas of our issue platform, which we can talk more about later. But Mary has an example and a story to share about her experience recently taking action.
Mary was we're talking specifically about the Granger Leadership Academy 2018. Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Still this year.
Yeah, I get confused because it happens so early in the year, and so you spend the whole previous year talking about the year, the next year. So I'm already talking about 2019. This is not my time to talk.
So GLA 2018 was actually my third GLA, but it was for those of you who haven't been to GLA before, on Sunday we always do a big action item to kind of wrap up the week. And GLA 2018, in my opinion, had the best action item of the three that I had been to, because we organized and held a protest in a couple hours. We all woke up not knowing that that's what we were doing, and by 10 a.m. we were out on the road holding up signs, talking about the ice and words are hard. How they had we were asking them to release activists who they had
detained.
So yeah. Sorry. But anyways, it was funny because when Janae was asking about people, or Katie were asking about people to be on the live stream, they were asking if that was their first protest. And when I first read the email, I was like, oh yeah, I'm sure I've done other ones. And then I actually sat and realized that I haven't, because I've done so much with the HPA and stuff. I've marked attending on at least a dozen protests on Facebook. That's the first step, right? But I was thinking about all of the protests that I was going to go to and came up with some sort of excuse. And, sometimes they were good excuses, but I just got back in town the night before, or I don't have anyone to go with, or I don't have time to make a poster, or I don't know if I'll be able to find parking downtown. And there was always a reason. And so I just have never made it to the Women's March or the March for Science or any of the protests that I was planning on going to, because it's so easy inaction is what's easy. And even when you consider yourself an activist like I do, and I've my senators and I've written letters and I've done all of that, actually showing up and going to an in-person protest is just something that I'd never actually gone over all those roadblocks to go to until at GLA it just kind of happened too fast to come up with an excuse.
Nice. Yeah, there was actually a lot. We've had a lot of people who said that protest at GLA was the first one that they have ever been to, or you know, if they weren't at GLA but have I have one like part of my hair that is going all over the place, that they have been to a protest for the first time with their chapter or something like that. And I think I love seeing stuff like that personally, because I think that's so valuable to help people like connect with those new experiences and everything. What did you enjoy your first protest, Mary?
Yeah, it was great. Just with all my friends, and it really felt like we were making a difference. I live in a red state, so even though I'm not supposed to get political. Even though I call my representatives and write letters, it sometimes feels pretty useless. But I keep trying. But that was something that felt, because we are making an impact on the people who are driving by and changing thoughts and putting something in their minds that they weren't otherwise thinking as they were just driving down the road in Tucson. And so, you know, even if we just changed a couple minds or brought an issue to the attention of a few people who didn't otherwise know about it, I think it, you know, all those thoughts up to actually making real change.
Yeah. I think to kind of speak from the organizer perspective, that is a really good example of the kinds of things that Dumbledore's Army Fights Back is trying to do. Because I think, you know, we have been teaching and sharing and activating for advocacy and activism for a very long time. But I think one of the things that we see, and that is very natural for everyone, like we have folks like Mary who are awesome activists, and still like some of those things are just, they're a little bit more intimidating, or it's a little bit more of an ask. And for some folks, you know, who have never done anything before, even like something like writing a letter can feel intimidating. But that was like a great, like, micro version, seeing it in person, because we came in and, like Mary said, nobody had any idea what was about to happen. And so it was just like, all right, you're planning a protest right now. And people were definitely, there was some anxiety about about the protest. There was a lot of people, you know, anxious because they didn't quite know how to do it, or they didn't quite know if they were doing it right, or they didn't quite like have the time to think through every single step. But I think what we're especially seeing right now is that sometimes, you know, you're not going to have the time to think through every single step for a few weeks before you really need to take action. So getting more practiced and more open to that idea of just like, okay, this is what we're doing today, and we're going to go out there and do something, I think is really, really helpful. And I don't know if you felt that way too, Mary, but it was interesting to kind of see that play out in person.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of, there's one like adulthood advice that I like, is that everything is scary the first time you do it. Changing a tire is scary the first time you do it. Yep. But part of adulthood is the second time, it's not going to be as hard. Right. And I think that's true with activism also. I mean, the first time I called my representative, I was, you know, panicking and didn't know if they were going to yell at me or what. Yeah. But now I know what to expect. And so it's kind of the same with the protest, that the first time I didn't know what was going to come, but now I know have one under my belt. So in the future, it's not as scary.
And I liked what you said about how you were out there with your friends, you know, because I think there are a lot of organizations who activate communities and train communities and do it very well. But I think one of the special powers of the Harry Potter Alliance and why it matters to invest in our kind of work is that we help people connect to a community that makes them feel more comfortable taking that first scary step. Mm-hmm. That when you're part of a chapter or you're even just part of this global community, even if you're one person by yourself at home and you're watching this live stream or you're reading our tweets, like you still know that you're doing it with this group of people who are all doing the same thing around the world. And I think there's something really like inspiring and helpful about that. And by using, you know, these stories that give us this common ground and connect all of us together, even when we don't know each other personally, I think that's why for me this community works so well. And investing in that kind of method is so powerful right now as a way to get more and more people out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember one of the chants that we did at that protest was like I remember the rhyme, but it was something like, oh yeah, no Death Eaters, no ice, love immigrants and just be nice. And it was really like the HPA in a nutshell. Like it's fun, it's joyful, it's silly, but it has a serious heart to it. And I think I don't know, that's what I think is so valuable right now, because it's not just like screaming into the void that it feels like a lot of times, but it's connecting with your friends and with cool people like you know, like the KC Keepers in Kansas City, or any chapter that might be near you, or a chapter you have yet to start that lives in your heart.
You can find those at thehpalliance.org/chapters.
Yeah, that's my volunteer.
I love it. Thank you to everyone also in the chat who has been sharing your favorite perks on Twitter. I'm having a blast getting to respond to them. AJ asked if he pays an extra $1, can you catch the Snitch Witch documentary in his mouth? And there are some logistical problems that we're going to run into to that. So I think we have to up the donation price on that to, I would say, $100. We'll find a way to catch it in your mouth. I mean, but below that, it runs into just structural problems.
You just throw your own phone once you get it.
Right, just toss your phone up.
I think that would be the best way at the moment. So I'm going to be co-hosting this podcast with Claudia Morales, HPA alum, and at the moment we don't have the budget for an engineer who would create a way to catch the podcast in your mouth. So, but you can. I'm going to regret saying this. You can catch the podcast in your ear.
I do not regret. I simultaneously
don't regret catching that in your ear.
I simultaneously do and don't regret that phrase.
I probably should edit the perk description to start with "catch it in your ear."
Yeah, you should actually.
Or not.
Yeah.
I vote in favor.
I'd like to, real quick, take 30 seconds to acknowledge that we have not hit our in-show goal of raising $500. We've hit about $50, which is great, but we need to raise another $450 by the time this show is over, and we're about 15-20 minutes away from that. So what everyone can do to help us, three things. One of three things, or all three. You can donate at resistanceismagic.org for one of the fabulous perks we've been talking about in the show. You can tweet about it, post about it, share it with your friends, let them know that there are these amazing Harry Potter and Doctor Who and other cool story-inspired perks on offer at resistanceismagic.org. Or encourage your friends to join you in this very live stream so they can hear more about what they may support.
Yeah. And thanks, Mary, for being on and sharing your story. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And thanks for being an awesome volunteer.
Thanks for being an awesome boss.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm so glad I caught that in my ear. That's so sweet.
Moving on. Hey, Katie.
What up?
Do you want to tell folks a little more about what this fundraiser is supporting? A little bit more about Dumbledore's Army Fights Back?
I do. I'm feeling relief right now because I thought you were going to ask me what my other favorite perk was. And during that discussion, I realized my other favorite perk has not been released yet. So, good stuff to come. So this fundraiser is supporting Dumbledore's Army Fights Back, which is our newest campaign. It is our kind of new model of doing things, and it has its roots in Neville Fights Back, which has been our kind of resistancy campaign for the last 2 years, and that one was really focused on after the 2016 election. A lot of people felt, shocked, dismayed, angry, ready to go, and we thought Neville was just a great example of a hero that was needed during that time, right? Because he rose up from being somebody who you would just he never saw himself as a hero. He didn't see himself as a leader, and nobody else did either. And by the end of the 7th book, he is out there leading Dumbledore's army with Ginny and Luna. He's destroying Horcruxes, which is now kind of a complicated discussion and choice that he made. But hey, here we are. And so, yeah, that was really great. But so we spent a lot of time doing some individual actions, just like Neville was an individual who was doing all of this stuff. And it was great and it was important. And also it felt like as it got into this year, like something was missing. And we realized that really what was missing was that feeling of like collectivity and like the joy that we just kind of talked about with Mary about being able to do this work with your friends and do this work when you really feel connected and part of a community, part of Dumbledore's Army. And so this new phase 2 of that campaign, Dumbledore's Army Fights Back, is dedicated to number one, really paying attention to the news cycle, paying attention to what our partner organizations are working on and working to quickly provide support to those actions and to what is happening, because as you all know, responding to the current political landscape is kind of like standing at the end of a fire hose and trying to catch all the water in a bucket. It's very challenging. But we want to provide a little easier way to do that. And it's also really focused on making sure that no matter what action we are doing, it is something that you are connecting with a broader community to do. And it's something that is really infused with a lot of hope and joy and fun stuff, because that has been missing for a long time. It's, whatever, y'all are awake, you're out there, you know what's happening, and so we're really excited to be focusing on that. So our first couple of actions have already kicked off with Dumbledore's Army Fights Back. The first one we did with our friends Define American, and we participated in their campaign to reunite every child, that was talking about the hundreds of children who are still separated from their families because of the Trump administration's family separation crisis. I think it's really important also to refer to that as the full name there, because family separation isn't something that just spontaneously happened. But anyway, the action was we had everyone coming together and singing lullabies to the children and to draw attention to the fact that they are still separated. We had lots of people submitting wands up photos, lots of people who sang songs, played instrumental. We had some ukulele songs, piano song, lots of vocals. So that was really cool. And during that week, it was also announced that the ACLU had successfully settled a case for 1,000 of the separated families that they will get a chance to reapply for asylum in the U.S., which is really cool because that is something that, in the distress of being separated from their children, a lot of people were not able to complete those applications. So that was just like the kickoff to the campaign, and that was super exciting. Right now, we are working on Owls of Hope. The State Department on September 17th announced that they are capping the number of refugees that they will allow into the country at 30,000 refugees, which is the lowest amount that the U.S. has ever allowed in. It is historic in a very bad way. And we wanted to find a way to kind of like express our anger with that decision, but also provide some level of support and openness to refugees who are being resettled here or who are awaiting resettlement in camps around the world. And so right now you can send an Owl of Hope, which is a letter that you write to a refugee saying either welcome to the US if you live in the US, or if you live outside of the US, you can send a letter to a refugee who's in a camp waiting resettlement, and you can say that you would welcome them in your country and that you support them. And these letters are going to be delivered through a couple different partners. If you are outside of the US, we're going to deliver them through anyrefugee.org. If you are within the US, we are going to be working with two nonprofits in Dallas, Texas, for the nation's refugee outreach and the Northwest Community Center. And Deborah, one of our volunteers, is actually going to go to an event where they are giving out resources to refugees, and she's going to be able to give the letters out there. And so that's super exciting. She'll have some pictures and stuff like that, so we'll all get to see our letters being delivered. So it's going to be super exciting. And we have some other really cool ideas floating out in the ether right now. Monday is Indigenous Peoples Day, and we're going to have an action that you can take part in and you can share to uplift the local Native nations and the land that you live on, and learn a little bit more about the history of the place where you live. And yeah, so there's just really exciting stuff. But all of this donating that's happening at resistancesmagic.org is going into supporting programs like that and making all of that happen, helping us connect with partners, helping us write the different resources that are needed for all of this, helping us to be able to, just do simple things like print out all of those Owls of Hope. And so, yeah, it's really valuable. And these like cool, fun, joyful, silly kind of actions are, they need your support in order to happen. And so that's why I'm super excited that y'all are here and you're donating or you're spreading the word, whatever it is, however you're helping. It makes a huge difference. We also have possibly a good Fred and George themed action coming up that Janae and I are super excited about. We're not totally sure what the logistics are, but that's something to, be excited about possibly coming forward. So anyway, I talked a whole lot. Was that good? Did I tell enough?
That was fantastic. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
I feel inspired. I hope you all feel inspired. And I'll add one thing, which is that what you're seeing now is kind of setting the table for the future of the HPA, where in previous times we would spend 3 months planning a big campaign, and then we'd do that campaign for 2 months, and we'd spend like another month or two essentially evaluating that campaign and figuring out how we can expand on it, or just closing it down and moving on to the next big project. And I think in this current time, we all feel a sense of urgency to invest in sustained action and to create something that enables us to act on, if not a daily basis, a very regular basis within kind of a broader range of issues that are important. And right now we feel, that our most important area of attention is immigration and refugees and migrant communities in general. We are focused on the U.S., but this is really, it's a global problem. It has global dynamics. However, going forward, I think what this platform is going to allow us to do is kind of follow the news cycle, follow the research reports coming from our amazing staffers, and really kind of pinpoint areas where we feel we can make immediate impact. So one thing that you can check out on our fundraiser page, resistanceismagic.org, is our official issue platform. And this is something that I feel is kind of like a bold step forward for the HPA. We've always had things that we work on, and we've kind of had this idea. We fight for equality. We fight for all these different things kind of under that umbrella of equality. But we decided, let's drill down a bit. Let's be a little more specific. Let's take bolder stances on these issues that we care about. So if you look at resistanceismagic.org, you can see our unbreakable vow. And underneath that is our issue platform, which is now official. And we're going to be adding that to the website as a page on the website, and really focusing the action of Dumbledore's Army Fights Back on different areas within this issue platform. So check it out. Tell us what you think. I feel like this is pretty exciting and really solidifies all of these different ideas that we've had bouncing around, all these different things that we're passionate about. We're really putting it into words and making a commitment.
Yay!
So yes, that is all wonderful, and I hope you're excited. I will update that we have received a couple more donations. We're currently $425 away from our in-show goal. Now, I will predict that we won't hit that in-show goal of $500 because this show is ending in just a couple minutes. But that's totally fine. We have, 23 days to hit our goal of $30,000 raised. I feel very strongly that we will do that, and we will do it with your help. So check out resistanceismagic.org if you haven't during one of the several times that we've already said to check it out. There are fantastic perks already on there. There are going to be more perks next week. Big perk on Tuesday, going to be released. It is very exciting. The word's already getting around about this perk. It's going to be pumpkin spice themed for the season, but it contains many awesome components. And yeah.
One component that I had never I learned something from this perk. I seriously learned a little bit of a thing that I never knew existed is in this perk. That's very vague, but I can't go into any further detail. I'm still learning about this thing. I want to say thank you to everyone who has been going on Twitter and sharing their favorite perks and their favorite McGonagall GIFs. Y'all have done a beautiful job at that, and I really appreciate it because it gives me a way to just tweet gratuitously about the fundraiser without seeming totally annoying. And I really appreciate that opportunity. And yeah, so that's it's as easy as that to help us. You know, donate if you can't donate, or if you do donate, spread the word. Use the little microphone that you know, Mark Zuckerberg and Jack and all them gave us to the best of your ability to help people find their way to resistancesmagic.org. That's what I got.
Yay.
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 Hooray. Well, I think that's a good place to conclude this wonderful show. So, hey, Janae and Katie, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. And thank you to Mary and special guest Charlie for appearing on the live stream this evening.
You're great, Charlie.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
You really were. Thank you. All right, everyone have a magical evening. We will see you on the internet.